Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern. That's the deadline. After that, hell. The world is holding its breath. A 5-week war between the United States, Israel, and Iran is either about to end or get catastrophically worse. It started on February 28th, when the US and Israel launched coordinated strikes on Iran. What followed was 5 weeks of assassinations, missile exchanges, and systematic attacks on energy infrastructure across the Middle East. About 3,540 people have been killed in Iran since the war erupted, including at least 244 children. 13 US service members have died, and hundreds of others have been wounded. In Lebanon, where Israel invaded the south and struck Beirut in a fight against Iran-backed Hezbollah, 1,461 people have been killed, including at least 124 children. Iran retaliated by doing something no country had done before. It effectively closed the Strait of Hormuz, a conduit for about a fifth of the world's oil and natural gas supply. Oil prices surged, global markets trembled, and the war showed no signs of stopping. Then came the assassinations. The US and Israel have carried out assassinations of Iran's leaders since the start of the war on February 28, killing several high-ranking members of the Iranian ruling system, including Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, who was replaced by his son, the Revolutionary Guard's intelligence chief, Majid Kademi, also died. Israel claimed responsibility on Monday. On Sunday, Trump posted on his Truth Social platform, laced with expletives, threatening further strikes on Iranian energy and transports infrastructure if Iran failed to make a deal and reopen the strait. He later gave a precise deadline: Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, Wednesday, 0000 GMT. Trump has repeatedly warned Iran he could expand US strikes to include civilian infrastructure, such as power plants and bridges. Experts say such attacks could constitute war crimes, but the International Criminal Court lacks jurisdiction because the countries involved are not members of the court. The Geneva Conventions say that parties involved in military conflict must distinguish between civilian objects and military objectives, and that attacks on civilian objects are forbidden. Into this pressure cooker stepped an unlikely mediator, Pakistan. Pakistan's Army Chief, Field Marshal Asim Munir, was in contact all night long with US Vice President J.D. Vance, Special Envoy Steve Witkoff, and Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas. The Pakistani brokered plan proposes an immediate ceasefire, followed by negotiations on a broader settlement to be concluded within 15 to 20 days. Axios also reported that the US, Iran, and regional mediators were discussing a potential 45-day ceasefire as part of a two-phase deal that could lead to a permanent end to the war. But Iran is not ready to fold. A senior Iranian official told Reuters on Monday that Iran won't reopen the strait as part of a temporary ceasefire, and that Iran won't accept deadlines as it reviews the proposal. The official added that Washington lacks the readiness for a permanent ceasefire. Iran's position is backed by demonstrated military capability. Iranian weekend strikes hit petrochemical facilities and an Israeli-linked vessel in Kuwait, Bahrain, and the UAE, undermining Trump's repeated claims to have knocked out Iran's missile and drone capabilities. The regional fallout is widening. Anwar Gargash, an advisor to the President of the United Arab Emirates, warned that any settlement must guarantee access through the Strait of Hormuz and rein in Iran's nuclear program and its missiles and drones, or it would pave the way for a more dangerous, more volatile Middle East. Israel's Defense Minister Israel Katz threatened on Monday to destroy Iran's infrastructure and hunt down its leaders one by one. A US-Israeli attack hit the data center at Sharif University of Technology in Tehran, damaging infrastructure underpinning the country's national artificial intelligence platform and thousands of other services, according to Fars news agency. Israeli rescuers also retrieved 2 bodies from the rubble of a residential building in Haifa hit by an Iranian missile on Sunday. 3 scenarios now define the next 24 hours. In the first, a deal is reached. The ceasefire holds, the strait reopens, oil markets stabilize, and long-term nuclear and missile negotiations begin. The risk: Iran may not trust a temporary arrangement that leaves its core security demands unresolved. Intensify, the deadline passes. With no deal, Trump orders expanded strikes on civilian infrastructure. A global oil supply shock follows, with prices potentially exceeding $150 per barrel. Lebanon, the Gulf states, and beyond are drawn deeper into a wider regional war. In the third partition agreement emerges a ceasefire without strait reopening. Tensions simmer, the deadline gets extended, and diplomatic backchannels remain the only thread holding the situation together. 3 things will determine which scenario plays out: whether Trump acts at Tuesday 8 p.m., whether Iran accepts Pakistan's peace plan, and whether the Strait of Hormuz reopens. The decisions made in the next few hours will shape the Middle East and global energy markets for years to come.